Hello everybody, this is Brewster here, and today I'm going to show you all the Mr. Bean DVD collection that I got. Okay, the first one is going to be the live action series, second of all it's going to be the animated series, and third of all it's going to be something which is nothing related to Mr. Bean, but something quite familiar that I'm going to show you in a moment. But first off, we gotta get to the live action series. The first one, it is the complete collection of the re-release of the complete Mr. Bean live action series, and it features Rowan Atkinson as the bubbling fellow Mr. Bean that says right here, and here's Mr. Bean standing on the right side. Hello. Here's a spine and a back, and and they didn't even quote any episodes that they were featured, but and he quotes the description being its back, but it does include the cast and the PG rating. If some of them were rated you, but you get the point. And here's the discs: Volume 1, Volume 2, Volume 3. Oh no, Volume 3 and Volume 4. The Volume 4 has the top side that as Volume 3. You can see how Mr. Bean holds and playing tricks on the numbers. The second one I got is Merry Christmas, Mr. Bean, and it's a DVD release of the 1992 Christmas special of Mr. Bean, which is also called Merry Christmas, Mr. Bean. And you can see that Mr. Bean holds a present, a cartoon present, and a Christmas tree. I don't know why they include the cartoon presents and a Christmas tree. It wasn't that realistic compared to Mr. Bean. Although that Santa hat is realistic compared to these two. But whatever. Anyway, here's a spine with a close-up of Mr. Bean in a Santa hat. And a back. And he quotes the standalone episode Merry Christmas, Mr. Bean that I also got from the complete live action series. And it includes the cast and the website www.mrbean.com, and it's rated U, and it's rated U and G for Ireland. And here's the disc. The another one I got is the original release of the Formula 1 of the Mr. Bean live action series, and it's the original here's the original picture, promotional picture of Mr. Bean himself, Rowan Atkinson and Mr. Bean, 3 of the original classic episodes, and here's Mr. Bean standing with a small one, and it includes the bonus episode from Mr. Bean the animated series. Anyway, here's a spine with Mr. Bean leaping, and a back. And it includes the episodes like Mr. Bean and Mr. Bean, the return of Mr. Bean, which I also included that from the re-release complete box set. And they got special features like Here by Mr. Bean of London, and the library, which I think I also got that from the complete re-release of Mr. Bean live action series, the library is the on-aired episode if you do know, and it includes the live action, the animated episode from the Mr. Bean the animated series called In the Pink, which I also got that from the both complete Mr. Bean collection and the volume 3 Mr. Bean animated series DVD that I also included later on. And it's rated U. And it also included the MrBean.co.uk site as well. Although these episodes might be swapped on, and it may not or may not have the interbink episodes, but I'll check what it's like. Anyway, here's the disc, and it includes the promotional leaflet of the Mr. Bean DVDs, which is the Mr. Bean movie called Bean, the Ultimate Disaster Movie that I'm going to show you in a few seconds, and the ones that I got with the TBC. And it includes the animated version of Mr. Bean holding his animated teddy. And it says, Mr. Bean available now. Yours to own on DVD and video. And it says the Mr. Bean website as well. And this is the only Mr. Bean DVD that I own that includes the universal polygram that I almost forgot to feature. Another one that I got is the two Beantastic movies in one box, which is the complete movie box set of Mr. Bean, and includes the 2007 Mr. Bean's Holiday, which is the sequel, and the original 1997 movie Bean, the Ultimate Disaster Movie, which has been holding the O. And for the Mr. Bean's Holiday, it has the same picture from the poster. Here's a spine, and here's a back, and it includes the description for both Mr. Bean's Holiday and both the Bean, the Ultimate Disaster Movie. And here's the discs: Mr. Bean's Holiday and Bean, the Ultimate Disaster Movie, which is pretty strange that there was the both mixed between the old and the new BBFC ratings for PT rating, which is pretty strange, and it's also include both of the old and new factored logos, which is pretty strange as well for that kind of collection. Now, I think it's time to move on to the animated series. The first one I'm going to feature is the complete collection from the original series for the first 3 series, also known by today as Series 1 of Mr. Bean, the animated series, and it's called Mr. Bean Super 6 Disc Special, full of amazing animated adventures. And here's Mr. Bean holding with his teddy, which I've also included that picture from the original Formula 1 of the live action Mr. Bean series. And I kind of forgot that Mr. Bean was hiding from in the cover for 2 of the covers. But anyway, that's the DVD. There's a spine, and there's a back, and it doesn't even include the description or list of episodes of anything, but it includes Mr. Bean kneeling against his greenness mini, and it still says the title, although it doesn't have the cast or anything, and it's rated U, and T for Ireland. And here's the discs, which includes number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, and number 6. And it's the standalone DVDs that I also got from the animated series collection from the first 3 series from 2002 to 2004, which is Mr. Bean 8 Amazing Adventures number 1. And you can see the animated as Mr. Bean got tied while Mrs. Wicked became a robbers for the 2 robbers, taking the money away. Anyway, here's a spine with number 1 being a mini car, and it's a back with the episodes such as In the Wild, the very first episode, Mr. Teddy, No Parking, Bean's Bounty, The Fly, Artful Bean, Mime Games, and Spring Queen. And it includes a bonus feature such as the making of Mr. Bean the animated series, an interactive game. Here's a disc, and it also includes the other Mr. Bean DVDs that were available to buy. I got all the DVDs, especially from the live action movies that I bought it from the complete box set. And it says, "Get carried away with these DVDs." And if you take the DVD out, it contains the Mr. Bean, Universal, and Tiger aspect logos, with all the balloons coming everywhere. And now here's the number 2 disc DVD, which is Mr. Bean 8 exciting escapades, and you can see that Mr. Bean was cooking something to do with tomatoes, with not tomatoes but potatoes, that has to do with tennis ball, and it includes his Teddy for number 2. Anyway, here's a spine and here's a back, and it includes episodes such as No Pets, Way of Sunshine, Birthday Bear, The Mole, Roadworks, The Sofa, Treasure, and Homeless. And it includes bonus features such as the interactive game called Find Teddy, which makes sense because Teddy is on the cover. Anyway, let's open the disc. Although here's the disc, and although it does have the old Universal logo at the cover, but in the disc it includes the new Universal logo that was seen since 2012. And another one I've got is Mr. Bean 8 Terrific Tales, and it shows Mr. Bean while carrying his cake that was knocked over or something like that, by ended up having Teddy flying off on the toy on the red toy plane, and on the number 3 side it got the character named Scrapper, one of Mrs. Wicked's pet cat. Here's a spine and here's a back. And he got episodes such as Campaign, Chocks Away, Royal Bean, Young Bean, Into Pink, which I also got the one from the live action Mr. Bean DVD, which is the original release of Formula 1. Dinner for Two, The Bowl, and Toothache. No bonus features on that one. And it includes the discs, and there's no leaflet on the how to get Mr. Bean DVDs. which I bet this might be the original case for some reason. I'm not sure. Anyway, let's move on to Mr. Bean Seven Smashing Stories, and includes Mr. Bean pretending as the as a pretending as a pretending to be skiing. I don't know what it's called. I know I saw that word before, but I don't know what it's called. Leave all the comments. And his Teddy just watching him. And the includes his player as well for some reason. And the number 4, which has the blue car, which is Mr. Bean's mini worst enemy, I think. And includes behind the scenes footage from Mr. Bean's holiday, which promotes that DVD includes promotions for the movie Mr. Bean's Holiday, which is based on the live action series. Anyway, here's his spine and his back. And it got episodes such as Neighborly Bean, Nurse, Dead Cat, Super Trolley, Magpie, Cat Sitting, and The Bottle. With bonus features, which is the behind-the-scenes look at Mr. Bean's holiday, which includes interviews with Rowan Atkinson, the Bean himself, and other members of the cast. Anyway, here's the same leaflet and the disc. Now let's move on to Mr. Bean 8 eventful escapades, and includes Mr. Bean going on a hot air balloon to see one of those pigeons with all the stuff like the bloom here. And for the number 5 the cover, it includes the Mr. Bean Sonanda lady named Mrs. Wicket. Anyway, here's the spine and here's the back. And it includes episodes such as Big TV, Inventor, Car Trouble, Restaurant, Wanted, Gadget Kid, The Visitor, and Keyboard Cables. And it includes the warning message from the Keyboard Cables episodes, which includes scenes which contains a strobing effect, which may affect viewers with photosensitive epilepsy or other such conditions. Which, for a strange reason, it didn't even include that warning for the complete Mr. Bean animated series collection, which is supposed to include that, but it wasn't good anyway. Anyway, here's a disc with the same leaflet. And here's Mr. Bean 8 Sticky Scrapes, which includes Mr. Bean pretending to be king, and there's Teddy Bean as a soldier, a British soldier for the royal, and in the number 6, it includes one of the Mr. Bean's girlfriend called I'm a Gob. That's how you pronounce it. I don't know. Anyway, here's a spine and here's a back. And it includes episodes such as A One-Lead Battle, Egg and Bean, Hopping Mad, A Grand Infantation, A Royal Makeover, Super Mario, Bean in Love, and the final episode of the original animated series, Double Trouble. Nobody's features on that. And it includes the disc with the same leaflet. Now off to the revival series from 2015, which is series 4 to 5, and it is Mr. Bean 9 Splendid Stories, and it includes Mr. Bean tries to run away from the fly, or bee. It is a bee, not a fly. My mistake. And it includes and for number 8, it includes Teddy again, just like the number 2 case. And it says and it says that the program itself is seen on CITV, which it does include that from the Formula One, which includes the old CITV logo with old Nickelodeon logo, which used to air Mr. Bean the animated series of Mr. Bean, but that no longer aired, along with Nicktoons. But how? But why do bother? Anyway, here's the spine and here's the back, and it includes the episodes such as All You Can Eat, Flat Pack, Holiday for Teddy, The Newspaper, Viral Bean, Super Spy, Scout Bean, Back to School, and Lord Bean. Although there is no leaflet, but there's a disc. The next one I've got, which is Howell Bean, which is the different cover of Mr. Bean, which has Mr. Bean pretending to be a vampire, Teddy being nothing, and Scrapper Toast and Mrs. Wicked's cat, who's named Scrapper, Toast, happily enjoying those people pretending to be witches. I'm not sure if these witches were actually robbers, but you get the point if you watch the episodes. And it says Howell Bean and more awesome stories in a pumpkin shaped. Anyway, here's a back. Here's a spine, and it says the number 10, which is volume 10. And it's a back. And for the back side, it includes Mr. Bean being buff and strong with armor and these robbers. And it includes the episodes such as Muscle Bean, A New Friend, The Lift, Dig This, Being Hypnotized, Car Wash, Where Did You Get That Cat? Fireball Lessons, and Halloween Bean. And as you just noticed that the cover is orange, which makes more sense for the Halloween related DVD. Anyway, there's no leaflet to promote for the other Mr. Bean DVDs, but here's a disc. And although it doesn't have the title or the volume that says, but yeah. And the last DVD that I got, which is not related to Mr. Bean, but it has the same cast, which does the voice and playing as Mr. Bean for both live action and animated series, which is the fully loaded edition of the 2003 movie called Johnny English, and it is Johnny English himself. Anyway, here's a spine with the different picture of Johnny English himself holding his gun, and it's a back. And it includes the description, and includes the extras, which is the bonus features, which is download, spy challenge, spy profiler, and identikit, and it includes the exclusive features from the second sequel called Johnny English Reborn, which is now released, which is the making of Johnny English Reborn, the gadgets and the chase, and the movie teaser trailer of the Johnny English Reborn, and it includes access to Windows 98 or higher to require to access the extras for the DVD, and it's rated PT. I do wish I would get the Reborn and the third movie Strikes Again, but that we'll leave it to another time. Oops. And here's a disc of the Johnny English film. Alright, I think that's I think that's the end of what I've. That's all of the Mr. Bean DVDs that I got for both live action, the animated series, and the movie John English. I'm going to do the second part soon, which focus more on the John English DVDs that I'm going to feature if I got the Reborn and Strikes Again movie. But we'll leave it to another time. But yeah, until the next video, don't forget to subscribe to Bridge there, and we will see you again next time for another DVD collection. The next DVD collection it might be South Park for some reason. Yeah, but until then, have a great day, everyone, and we'll see you again soon. Bye, fam.